Thank you all very much for today's virtual leadership seminar. I'm sure today's going to be a wonderful one. And tell your colleagues, those who are yet to join, though we are streaming on our Facebook page. And in this section, we equally be and be uploaded on our YouTube page. And entrepreneurship sometimes. From the finance minister, the 2020 as well as the private sector recruitment also comes, but with fewer it makes a little bit. So without much ado, I'll zoom straight into the program. Parliament of the Youth Impact Commission. Grant for high duty aspect. Keep divided vision. Bless them. All those who make this a living reality are people that they of Ghana, Africa, and all that. Amen. So straight to the program. Because introducing my long profile here that I've been so I was I read and work very hard so that I can have a two tonight. So Mr. Kofi Deque.
Thank you very much, sir. We are all glad to hear from you, and thank you so much for joining this platform and to give us all this information we really need to hear. As I've already discussed with you, when you are free, maybe after you have dealt with some important activities in your life, you'd attend to us. So we'll be waiting patiently to hear your actual presentation, which will be later scheduled during the year. So we'll be waiting patiently for that.
Yes, I'm ready for that. I'll be ready for that.
Yes, please. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
My colleague and senior is actually 7:10, and I'm contemplating whether or not we should keep on waiting for our guest speaker or we should reschedule this event. So I want to seek your kind views before we take a decision. How do you think? Should we still try to reach out to our guest speaker or we should reschedule the entire event? I think if you want to share your opinion You can just unmute and then do that. I tried reaching out to Mr. Deque, and I think he was trying to join, but Google Meet has some kind of I think bug or defect that when you mistakenly log out of technicalities, network technicalities, it just does not sign you in again. And I think that is the situation that is worrying him. I don't know whether we can at least give him up to 7:20. If he's still not able to join, then we'll close this session. Okay. Okay. I just had a deliberation. Yes, with the host, and he's of the opinion that a lot of time has been spent, and then should he get back, he might try to rush the session, of which we might be, due to the rush, we might not have the opportunity to hear entirely all he has prepared. So he advised that we reschedule the session. So I think what will happen is that it wouldn't be entirely private, but the only thing we might not do, he might share the link with some of you, the people who can join when we reschedule. It could be tomorrow, it could be during the night, or any opportunity just to have him, and then we'll record that session. So whenever convenient to him that his network is strong, we'll just go ahead and have that session, and then when we record it, then we'll just stream it. So right after we close this session, then we'll have that deliberations with him and then come to a conclusion on that. So before we close the session, we'd like to hear from our host, anything he has for us, and then he'll close us with the closing prayer. So our host, Mr. Amanor David Narh, the floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you very much. We've waited for the host for about 1 hour, and then we're still having challenges connecting back to the seminar that he has started. So this seminar will be rescheduled probably within the week, not tomorrow. No, don't follow Jones. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Vast Day. I'm sure some people have made plans with their loved ones that they'll be buying chocolate for them. So
I think our guest just joined.
Moderator, are we on? I'm receiving some messages as if the technology is not favoring us. You know, I'm sharing my screen, so.
Yes, please. We're very worried about your situation.
David, are we on?
Yeah, we are on. We nearly closed. We nearly rescheduled the meeting. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
A lot just left the meeting. So we were just contemplating on whether we reschedule so that we have time.
Okay, what has happened? What is the cause?
No, because you left because we were having the challenges in connecting to the meeting. majority of people who joined left the meeting. But if it will not be of a problem, we can recall back them so that we can continue from where we left.
And this happened so for some time. I'm sharing my screen, and it's like I receive a message that technology is not favoring.
Okay.
Well, so left me alone. If you are ready to continue, we'll proceed, because you have prepared a lot, and then you are someone who is equally busy. So if you are ready to proceed, you just need to start from page 1 for us, and then we'll proceed. We'll just announce to our colleagues that you are back online, then we'll proceed. Yes, please.
Okay. It means that you lost me for some time now.
We lost you for almost 1 hour.
So since the beginning.
Yes, since the beginning.
And my attention was not drawn, or is the network?
Yeah, I'm sure the network. John's tried reaching you, it was not coming through.
You could have just reached me on the phone. My friends are just reaching me on the phone. That's why I also left the phone just by myself. Just want to check something, and I saw that.
Well, I actually called 2 times. Yes, I called 2 times. Yes, but well, the question now is, since you are prepared, let's proceed with your session. You just need to start from page 1 again, and then we'll have a fruitful session. Yes.
Okay, so we should proceed.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Then if there's any hitchy because I'm sharing the screen, then you have to let me know through any means possible.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we go back to slide 1.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Sally. Just a minute. I'm in a meeting, so let me.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I want to welcome you to this section, and this is technology's negative side. So we are in life shows us always 2 faces. So can we proceed now, host?
Yeah, we can proceed.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so we want to talk about entrepreneurship and employment and wealth creation. Okay, as modern tools to solving unemployment, any kind of unemployment, but most especially youth and graduate unemployment. So I'm going to talk briefly about what entrepreneurship is, the relevance of entrepreneurship in modern economies, and we also talk briefly about what a micro, small, and medium and large-scale enterprise is. We also talk briefly about the way forward for Ghana if you want to solve youth and graduate unemployment. So on the other side, I'm going to talk briefly about wealth creation, because entrepreneurship, one of the goals of entrepreneurship is wealth creation, or one of the benefits, one of the merit, one of the advantages of entrepreneurship is for wealth creation. So if you know that that's what comes out of entrepreneurship, then we have to endeavor to take that route. So these are some of the things I have to share with you. So entrepreneurship basically is putting creativity into action. Putting creativity into action. And by creativity, we mean thinking differently. Thinking differently, not different thoughts. No, creativity means think thinking differently, but not thinking different thoughts. Different approach of solving things. So entrepreneurship is one. So it has something to do with the mind or the mindset. It has something to do with vision, something to do with imagination, something to do with innovation, something to do with thinking outside the box or totally thinking without a box. It has something to do with inspiration, an inner inspiration. It has something to do with a novel idea, a totally new idea. Nobody ever did it. It has never happened. Nobody has ever attempted it. You are bringing it out as something new. Then you have the entrepreneurial spirit. So it's about thinking. The whole of entrepreneurship literature revolves about thinking creatively, thinking innovatively, thinking imaginatively, thinking without any reference. A new make it with Paul. Who has ever done it? Who has ever, where are you bringing this from? Is it a new thing? Yeah, you say it's a new thing. That's it. So it's about thinking outside the box. It's about thinking, taking a new perspective. It's about thinking differently, thinking imaginatively, thinking innovatively, thinking artistically. Artists bring something new. It was not there. Bring a carving out of a stone, of drawing. They bring something out. It's a creative endeavor. So define entrepreneurship as taking a business idea and converting it into an ideal business, from an idea to an ideal, an abstract idea to an ideal business. That's entrepreneurship. In other words, you can also define it as identifying a problem, a need in your community, in your society, and trying to fulfill that need. Fill it with a solution. Bring in a new way of doing things, of solving problems, of resolving conflict, resolving needs, adding to. So that's it. But it has something called the risk. It's not the risk factor. It has something needs to be sacrificed. So it is a novel idea or an improved old idea, a totally new thing, or something that was there but improve it. Typewriter was there, but we have now a keyboard. Writing letter was there, but we have now email. Landline telephone was there. We have mobile phone now. You go to a shop to buy. Now we're buying online. Home delivery. Formerly, you send somebody to go and get a thing for you in another shop. Now you can just call the shop. They will send a thing to you through the delivery modes. Yeah, so all this in bringing something new into the environment. So according to Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, entrepreneurship is the best private vehicle, not public or civil vehicle, to turn around and improve the economic health of every community, every society, every nation. Yeah, so entrepreneurship is the vehicle, a private vehicle that can change things around. We also have intrapreneurship that is found in public and civil settings. So entrepreneurship has one of the key advantages: job creation. In America, 55,000 new jobs are created every month, according to Kaufman Foundation. I don't know how many we create every day in Ghana. Data statistics are so sketchy. Over 70 million non-farm firms in the US employ over 99% of all employees. And they generate about 51% of Americans' economy. So over half of Americans' economy is driven by entrepreneurship. All young men, about 67% of young men in America are unemployed. Their first job is done in a private enterprise. Joseph Chumpinta defined creativity, entrepreneurship as creativity. He called it in the literature the creative destruction. So when you bring something to destroy something old, you have brought creativity, you have used entrepreneurial spirit. In America, 55% of all innovation are driven by small enterprises. Globally, 97% of US exports are from small and medium scale enterprises employing more than 500 employees. Out of those SMEs, over 2/3 employ less than 20 people. 2/3 employ less than 20 people. You can just imagine that. Today we have something in America we call Fortune 500. We call them the blue chip. The top 500 companies based on annual turnover were once micro and small enterprises. Today they are blue chip. In oil and gas, in shopping, in telecommunication, in IT, in agropreneurship. Now they are the multinational today. Things that started like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years ago as micro and small enterprises in bedroom, in garages, in basement, are now multinationals across the world. The secret of that is the entrepreneurial spirit. America is the most entrepreneurial country on the planet Earth. Everyone wants to do something for himself. And they have created an environment for the people to do it. In Ghana, it's a struggle. Let's look at some statistics in Ghana. I hope I'm on.
We are with you.
Yes,
Great.
you're on.
Great. Yeah, so let's look at a few statistics in Ghana. This figure is old. It's about 3 years, 4 years old now. The current figure is 14 million Ghanaians are in the workforce. That is about 18 years to about 60 years. But do you know that what we call public service and civil service in Ghana, public service employs less than 1 million people. Less than 1 million people are employed by government of Ghana, are paid by controller and accountant general. They are roughly 800,000 according to the latest figure. So less than 1 million people are paid by government of Ghana, and we cry, we shout, I don't know, that all the money is going for salaries, all the money is for payment, all the money is for this, for public servant, but they are less than 1 million. Who pays all the other people who work? Private sector, the private banks, the private insurance company, they also employ about 1.4 million people. So roughly 2.4 million people are in what we call the white collar jobs. The rest are in the blue collar jobs. Informal sector. About 86 to 90% of Ghanaian economy is informal. But they are the people who drive Ghana's economy. They are the people who save money with banks. Public workers don't save money with banks. They receive money through banks and even borrow money from banks. The money they borrow from banks, where do the banks get the money? From informal sector. So the informal sector, which is the entrepreneurial sector in every economy, has a significant role to play in the economy of that. That's where developed countries don't play with entrepreneurship at all, at all, at all. They save money with bank. They invest their money in instruments which become capital, which become money that they borrow to other people, other businesses, other enterprises. So we are on a time bomb in Ghana. This figure you are seeing on the screen, the 66,000 is old. Those people doing national service now are 115,240. The current national service people from November. The last year they were 110. The other year they were 86,000. The 13 public universities and the 51 private universities and colleges and institutes in this country produce over 115,000 graduates every year. And out of that, less than 10,000 of them are employed annually by both civil service, public service, and private sector. So we are sitting on a time bomb. These are some of the quotes from big men, big economists in Ghana. Bob Waten is a labor economist with the University of Ghana, Legon. This quote is over 10 years now. He said most of the graduates will not get a job after finishing school. And he said 300,000 graduates from the SS. Now it's over 400,000 graduates from senior secondary schools. And it's over 500,000 from JSS. So the issue is dire. This is another quote which is over 10 years old from the Vice Chancellor, former Vice Chancellor, Professor Ite. He said this during the graduation ceremony. He said over 50,000, 50% of you graduating today will not get employment after national service, after 2 years. And over 20% of you will not find job in 3 years. That's over 70, 2 to 3 years. But today, the situation is dire, more dire than that. Yeah, so these are some of the figures I have compiled over the years from 2010, 2011 national service figures. So 50,000, 60,000 the next year, 68,000, 68,000, 71,000, 64,000, 70,000, 91,000, 85,000, until the latest figure I got this afternoon, 115, 240,000 are now doing national service. And we cannot employ more than 10,000 out of them. A time bomb. So this is Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal. He was with Ministry of Business Development. They say they conducted a research and 2% of senior high students were the only people who wanted to go into entrepreneurship. The rest, they want to do public government work, which does not exist these days. So as I said, over 120,000. We are using this figure because the training colleges don't form part of these figures we have compiled earlier. The training colleges are over 9,000 every year. The nursing training also about around that figure. So every year over 120,000 graduate from the various universities in the country. But the public sector jobs and the government could employ only 10,000 of them. The situation requires that students have their own jobs. When you remember recently, the Minister of Finance at UPS graduation or so, one of the programs, he said that the public sector is full. We can use 66% of our revenue to pay 650,000 workers. It's unsustainable. And during the last budget, he said it. Freeze on employment in public and private, public and civil servant. Look at it. Look at the albatross around our neck since 2008. during the economic crunch of 2007, 2008. That is the last 2 years of Kufuor regime. I remember very well. I'm old at that time. Some of you might have been young because it's been 22 years, or it's been 20 years now. No, 15 years now. Yeah, so we went for IMF loan and there was a freeze on employment. That freeze extended up to 2011, where they loosened it a little to do replacement. They could only replace teachers and could only replace nurses. In 2013, the freeze continued. 2015, we went for IMF bailout again for 3 years, and the freeze came back. It was extended to 2019. And we went out of the bail, the freeze, only 2019. By 2020, the economy started showing signs of what? And 2022, we went to IMF again. A crazy country, and young men, this is a crazy country. It's a country that doesn't have a bearing, doesn't have a direction, doesn't know where we're going. We just like a group of people playing, a group of children playing at the marketplace after the market is over. Yeah, so this is our situation. What can bring us out of this? Entrepreneurship. A strong, solid entrepreneurial base for Ghana's economy. What we need. All other things are slogans. All other things are political gimmicks. All other things are sham, deception. People finish university, they can't even start selling. They can't even start an enterprise. They can't even write a business plan. They can't even write a business proposal. They can't even put the ideas of a business on a sheet of paper, let alone 2 sheets of paper, let alone 4 pages, let alone 15 pages of what? A summary business plan. They have learned everything under the sun except what will save us. Is that what we need? No, we need entrepreneurship. So that's what is going to save us. If you don't tend towards entrepreneurship at the personal level, family level, community level, regional level, national level, let's forget everything. Nothing is going to solve us. All gold hasn't helped us. Gold, diamond, bauxite, manganese. I can name 13 of the minerals that we have. Timber, oil and gas, non-traditional exports. They haven't saved us. They won't save us because we are no longer in minerals economies. We are now in knowledge economy, IT economy, technology economy, being driven by the spirit of entrepreneurship. So when I see people talking about gold, diamond, manganese, bauxite, oil and gas, timber, banana, something for export, planting for rural, for export. And when I hear those things, I know this country has lost direction. And people are telling us that the situation we are in now is going to take 20 years. I'm not saying it all, it's in the literature. So how do we come out of this? Through entrepreneurship. I have defined it in my own way. Young men should start thinking without the box. They should think as if they have not gone to school. They should think as if they are crazy. They should think as if they don't belong to the current generation. They should think novel, imaginative, creative, crazy thinking in IT, in agropreneur, in agro entrepreneurship, in financial technology. They should think. Technology, agropreneurship, digital marketing preneurship, IT-preneurship, scientific innovation preneurship. These are the things that will save us. Why American economy is flourishing? Look at, let me give you an example. One young man discovered an application called WhatsApp. And when it is rivaling Facebook bought it at 19 billion. One application bought at 19 billion. Ghana is looking for 3 billion. Together, We are sharing ideas. So this is not politics. Recently, Elon Musk bought Twitter at 44 billion. Guy is looking for 3 billion. I wish Elon Musk could just give us 3 billion and 4 billion and say, don't go there. Somebody's idea, Twitter, just a social account, you go and post 120 character right up there with a small video or something. He sold it 44. Look at the Google boys, search engine. They created a search engine. They were roommates. They wanted to go to the library and look for books to read. And somebody said, can all the books in the world be put on the internet, that in your room you can just search the book, search the knowledge, search the literature, search the article, search the publication you want? And they created the search engine called Google. Today, each one of them owes not less than 25 billion. Sergey Brin and I think Larry Page or so. I'm trying to forget about some of these young men's names. Assuming Ghana has 100 Elon Musk, and 100 the Facebook boys, and 100 the Twitter boys, and 100 the WhatsApp boys who have discovered and have created application that they can sell 3 billion, 4 billion, 1 billion, 250 million. Do you think economy will be doing this? These are not palatable things. So these are not literature we read. This it's not 7 o'clock news. So it's 7 o'clock here, but this news is different. It's a different news.
Indeed.
Look at what we are doing. We are importing food. I was looking for that presentation. I didn't get it before the time came. We spent over 12 billion importing things that we could manufacture in Ghana. I don't know. I don't know whether this man is online. Bernard Avle's lecture he gave some time ago, the national conversation. When you Google it, you look at the figure there. We import over 1 billion of beef, cattle meat. Sugar, we import over 1 billion. Rice, over 1 billion. And then the rest, tomato paste, oil, and this and that, and this and that. We have become a country who changes our CD into dollar and go and put it in an entrepreneurial economy in another country. We import rice worth of over 1 billion. People say $1.2 billion. Rice that we can grow at Aveim, Lipe, Logba, Akpafu, Tono, and Depot, Avalavi. Let's move. So today, when you go to look for a job, they tell you that there's no job. They sack you indirectly. You drop your application, they destroy it. There's a shredder. There's a machine by the receptionist. If it is application, the human resource manager doesn't even see it because there's no job. They told the receptionist to be destroying all application. So when you go to look for a job now, that's what the man will tell you. The man is in danger. He mean business. He sacked the man coming to look for a job in a portfolio. I hope all of us are conversant with this 9-dot puzzle, we call it. The goal of the puzzle is for you to link all the 9 dots using 4 straight lines or less without lifting your pencil. So when you start, you go left, right, without lifting up your pencil from the paper. But you'll be able to connect the 9 dots without lifting up your DC, your pencil. If you do it that way, then you have a creative mind. Entrepreneurship is about creativity. So these are the 2 ways you can do it. But before you do it, you must step out of the 9 lines. That's what you call thinking outside the box. You must break limitation. You must break barriers. You must create your own world. I'm going to make the slide available so you get it and you go through. Just let me talk about wealth creation briefly, because entrepreneurship is the wealth creation engine for every community, for every individual, every family, for every community. There's a research, something I'm for on another slide. I couldn't get it. 74% of all millionaires in the world are entrepreneurs. They are not politicians. They are not lecturers or professors. They are not highly professional, qualified professional. They are just entrepreneurs. 74%. After that, 10% of all millionaires in the world are highly skilled professionals. West, National Aeronautic and Space, those people, they are the people who constitute the 10% of all millionaires in the world. The next category, which is 5%, are the showbiz people, showbiz. That is entertainers, filmmakers, boxers, footballers, cinema people, film directors, and the remaining 5% or so is for people who struggle and make it. Those who inherit wealth, who have added to what they have inherited, etc., etc. So I want to take the time to tell you a little about wealth creation, because that's what entrepreneurship does. So if a country is not entrepreneurial, forget about wealth creation. If a country doesn't produce a large number of entrepreneurs, forget about that country becoming wealthy. They will go out borrowing like Ghana. Yeah, so I don't want to this in boggle your mind. These are some of the things we share in real seminars when we want to provoke people. So I don't want to provoke you. So if you don't have enough money under you for this thing, you are not rich. If you don't take holiday, you are not rich. But let me say how we do it here. So I want to dwell on this screen. He's called John Rockefeller. People say up to today is the wealthiest man in history. He dealt in iron business. He was an entrepreneur in iron business. And Andrew Carnegie, we also know him. Henry Ford, we know him. Alfred Nobel, we know him. Steve Jobs, we know him, and all others. Hewlett Packard, Warren Buffett, Carlos Smith, Michael Dell, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Mo Ibrahim, and even Bill Clinton. He wasn't rich because he was once a president. He was rich because he and the wife were businessmen. So these people created trust, foundation, NGOs in their name. And today, they are the people driving social causes, social welfare, social this in the world. Bill Gates Foundation, Bill Clinton Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, Andrew Carnegie Foundation, Henry Ford Foundation, Nobel Prize for Alfred Nobel, Steve Jobs, Hewlett Packard Foundation, and Linda. All of them were fed. All of them had foundation because they were wealthy. So they use their money for those things. Yeah. So wealth creation, it starts from knowing how to make money, entrepreneurship, how to save money and how to invest money. Yeah. So in Ghana, only 30% of Ghanaian population are bank. That is 30% have bank account or savings account or insurance policy, or they save with Susu companies. Only 30% of the population. The rest are unbanked. They don't go to bank. They put money on their pillow. They put money in their wardrobe. That's what they do. They haven't got anything in any ledger anywhere in any bank. Because of that, the savings culture in Ghana is low. 18 0.99. 19% of people save money. That is putting money aside for the rainy days, for the unforeseen contingencies. When you compare that to Southeast Asia, 40%, in India, 30%, Singapore, 53%, China, 47%, Macau, 65%, Ireland, 63%. These people, they put money aside. They keep money with banks. They keep money with insurance company. They put money in for rainy days. Look at this figure. 3% Ghanaians do invest in long-term investment, not short-term. The money you take in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year. No. This one, you are putting the money there for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. That's what we're talking about. Long-term. That's what creates capital. Capital formation of a country depends upon the long-term investment, the long-term vehicle. When you go to America, the bonds, the long-term vehicles, they are there for people's retirement, for people's capital project when they grow old, for future education of their children. But in Ghana, only 3% do invest in those things. Those who have done it, those who have attempted to do it, are now the people who are suffering from haircut and this debt exchange. There is technical names they are using for it because somebody invested. Because Ghana cannot raise 3 billion. Ghana is not worth 3 billion now. Bank of Ghana is not worth 3 billion. You want to go to IMF. The condition is that restructure your economy, restructure your debt, stabilize the economy. So we need local money to stabilize the economy. Bank of Ghana, the bank of the last resort, doesn't have 3 billion to give to government. People, this is 7 o'clock news, so it's hot news. 24% of Ghanaians are poor, according to Ghana Living Standard Survey 2012. The latest survey is about, this figure is about 6 point something, but the latest survey is about 7 million. When they say they are poor, they are poor. They are living on less than $1 a day. $1 is about 8 or 10 cedis now, meaning that they are food, everything they spend a day doesn't amount to 10 cedis. So they are considered poor. Now, how do you know that people are rich or poor or something? Every 100 people you meet anywhere on the planet Earth, in every economy, in every country, 1% will attain financial freedom at 60. 4% will be just rich at 60. 5% will still working at 60. That is contract. They are taking another contract, not because they don't want to go home, because they have not got enough money to take them to the old age. Therefore, they have to go through contract. And it is happening in Ghana. That's why people are now slashing their age to reduce their age in order to stay. People have planned for their retirement. And those who have planned now are now suffering in the hands of the government, who have encouraged us to save for long term. 36% might have died out of every 100 people that started life. And 54% will be poor. They'll be dependent, they will be broke, and they'll be dependent on government welfare, church welfare, and personal and corporate welfare packages. There are 2 ways that take us to wealth creation. Millionaire journey. To save 1 million or 2 million or 3 million or even $1 billion in your lifetime. There are 2 ways that will take us there. One is a long route and the other one is a short route. Let me talk about the long route. It is very long, but it's safer. It can take 15 to 35 years to come to the end of it, to achieve what you want to achieve. It's never easy. It's never easily loved. People don't love it. They say it's too long. 15 years after quick fix. System quick money, quick fixes. Get rich quick. Therefore, there are schemes and scams. Iran, R5, NDK, US tilapia, safe tilapia, Eco Brigade, something brigade. This bank will come, this financial service will come. People will collect money from people and vamoose. Request discipline and patience before you reach it. The short route is a fast one, quick, but it's riskier. It can take just 5 years. That's why you see young men, 5 years, they drive cars, building here and there. People never question if guy is a rich man. People love it. The fast one, the quick one, quick. Get rich quick syndromes, get rich quick schemes. It requires diligence and determination. You must be a daring person, a bold and courageous person to take that road, because you know the risk. You know that it's risky. If I miss it, it's not even 50% chance. It's about 80-90% risk. 10% survive, but they want to take it. If I miss it, that's why many young men being crazy on our street now. Young men who are losing their lives, gone too soon, and we go and gather, and we don't know what they did. The people are just money crazy, money conscious, quick. They don't want to invest. They don't want to work. They don't want to create enterprises. Let me just tell you something brief here. If you want to become a billionaire, you want to own 1 billion. This is how to do it. 1 CD a day. When I share it, people say, is it true? Is it possible? 1 CD a day at 3% per annum. It will take you 147 years to attain 1 billion. If you get 5% a day, it will take 100 years. If you earn 10% interest on 1 CD a day, 30 CDs a month, 365 CDs saving on investment, attracting 10%, you will do it in 56 years. If you do the same thing, 15% returns, you're going to do it at 40%. If you gain 20% interest on it, you can do it in 32 years. So if you are 20 years, 25 years, you want to make 1 billion by age 57, you can make it. Just get a very good financial instrument that will be giving you on average 20% interest. And you are not going to add anything for 32 years, 1 CD a day. You'll be investing in 30 CDs a month. If you do that, you will become 1 billion. So that's what the miracle is. It takes 1 CD a day, 30 CDs a month, 365 make 1 billion in 32 years at 20%, 147 years at 3%, and what lies in between. But this is the secret. Young men, listen very carefully. If you can do it, if you want to do it very fast, then you should be increasing your contribution 10% every year. So first year 1 CD, second year 1 CD 10 pesos. Third year maybe 1 CD 15 pesos. Fourth year maybe 1 CD 25 pesos. 6 years 1 CD 70 pesos. 10 years maybe 2 CDs. 15 years maybe 3 CDs. If you do it that way, you're going to achieve the same result only between 15 to 20 years instead of 32 years, where you're not going to increase the daily investment. I want to get a thumb up. Are you all there? Everybody should say yeah.
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah, we are here.
Great. Yeah, so that is the miracle of investment. People know it, and that's what they do. Americans know it. Chinese know it. Israelis know it. Singaporeans know it. These are countries that do not borrow money from IMF. Their own people invest money in their local. They trust their local economy. They trust the local players. and you dare not misbehave in Singapore with people's money, they will hang you. They will inject you lethal injection. They will electrocute you. They will fire you. Singapore doesn't play with moral rectitude. You play, they hang you. The next person learns a lesson, and when he is there, he does it well. Amona jogadari miava jogamoshi ashiklega Ghana. Don't just see newsman. Then people will be doing politics with it. They hang you. You do it in China, they hang you. You do it in Japan, they hang you. You do it in India, they fire, take you to firing squad. That's where those economies, people are safe, because they want that money to become the capital for investment, for reinvestment, for businesses, for young enterprise to have money and start their enterprises. But in Ghana here, people do it and go away scot-free. Albert Einstein said that the most powerful power in the universe is the power of the compound interest. So that the compound interest will be at your advantage. Interest plus capital, any interest. Interest earned by interest and earned by capital will be any interest. Interest earned by interest and interest plus capital will be any interest. You do it that way, the miracle happens. That's why Albert Einstein, the most powerful power in the universe. Let's look at the short route. You can do it short, but genuinely, not short and quick and get quick. No. You do it short. We have seen it. One, investment. You have big money, you go and put it in some big investment, like the Google share, the Apple share, the Fortune 500 shares. You buy bond, you buy market and financial instruments, certificate of deposit, hard currencies. You can be changing dollars, keeping dollars, dollar grows. You can be buying precious metals and stocking them. The price go up quickly. You make money quickly. You invest in real estate. You buy land, like Joshua Viglo's father. And Jones Viglo's father, rather. Jones is here, so let me mention Jones. Yeah, you buy land, buy real estate, buy land property, develop them, keep them for a long time, develop them, sell them. Own a business, create your own business. Go into marketing of other people's business or other people's products and services or ideas. Today, the internet has become the biggest market in the world. It's a trillion market. Every day, selling and buying, shopping and e-commerce, e-trading on the internet is into trillion of dollars. So do something like that, and you get wealthy quickly. Why people don't get wealthy? They don't decide to get wealthy, so nothing happens to them. In Ghana, when you are talking about wealth, people say, "Oh, yaku agla gari ha, God will provide." I'm not saying God will not provide, though. God will provide through what you have today. That's why God is says save 10% for him, and you yourself, you can't give and not give to yourself. So when you give 10% to God, you give 10% to your old age, because the energy you are using to work today, that energy will not be there. So you save 10% for future. Invest it in long-term vehicles. You will use that one and live a happy life and die and go to your creator. But when you chop all, like Ghanaians do, they chop the seed, they chop the harvest, they chop the seed for the next harvest, for the next planting season. And they go borrowing. Workers borrow, individuals borrow, nations borrow, Ministry of Finance borrow, Bank of Ghana borrow. They don't delay gratification. Ghanaians don't want to delay gratification. Everything, joy, party, drinking, big house, big dining hall, big sitting room, big screen, big equipment, big appliances, big things. People don't want to procrastinate. They don't want to delay. People procrastinate. Another way, when I'm 30, I will start saving. When they double my salary, I'll start saving. When I receive the next increment, I'll start saving. Some other time. There's no time called some other time. The only time is today. That's why it's called today. It's present. It's a gift. People never think long term. If you are talking about investment 10, 15, 20, 30, 5 years ago, for 30 years. They don't think long term. Ghanaians don't think long term. When we were mining gold, we were not thinking about 2023. When we were drilling oil, we were not thinking about to save all the money. Oil money has come. Oil money has come. When we say no, people say, hey, who are you? Do you have PhD in economics? When we talk, people ask whether we have PhD in economics. Those people who have the PhD in economics are running the economics aground. Financial intelligence, financial literacy, it's not about PhD. The economic advisors to the minister, the economic advisors, the technical economic advisors to the president, they are all PhD holders. Look at where they have brought Ghana's economy. When we started drilling oil, some of us said, don't touch the money. They say, you crazy. And we say, we're not crazy. We're looking at future. They say, no, the future will take care of itself. We discover more oil. We discover more gold. We discover more manganese. More money will come. The money hasn't come. We are a crazy nation. These are the terms I'm not using. Body behaves the way we are behaving as a country. You go to Togo here. Togo here, they don't behave like the way we're behaving here in Ghana. You go a little beyond Togo, Benin. They don't behave the way we behave here in Ghana. You cross the border to Burkina Faso. They don't behave the way we behave here in Ghana. A country of crazy clowns, entertainers, and jokers. Big ones. Go to Cote d'Ivoire. Alassane Ouattara's Cote d'Ivoire. The way they are doing their